Okay, I'm going to start with the trailer inspection. I'm going to check the airlines here, the emergency and the service. The red right here is emergency and the blue is the service. Make sure they're not pinched or leaking any air or cut. Make sure that the fittings are in good condition, nice and tight to the cab here. And all the way to the top, to the end of the glad hands. Make sure the glad hands are always straight, they're not bent or cracked, or all the fittings are not leaking any air. Make sure that the glad hands have a rubber seal in between there. Make sure they're both in good condition, working good, as well as the electrical. Make sure the end right here is properly attached to the trailer here with the nuts and bolts. It's not loose or hanging all the way around. Make sure there's no cuts or phrases on cables here. No peel, no tape on the electrical plug here. Make sure the fittings right here is nice and tight to the cab. Like you see, my pigtail is in good condition. I'm going to check the front wall right here, the header board. Make sure the header board is not bent or cracked. It has no physical damage, no missing rivets on the header board. All the way to the top up there, I got some ID lights on the front and on the side. Make sure they're nice and clean and visible. They're not burnt, the light bulb's not burnt, or the lens is not broken. It's amber in color. I don't know if you can see that way up there, but they're amber in color, and they're up there on the opposite side there on the corners. Down here I got some some reflector lights right here, amber in color, nice and clean and visible. Minimum of 2 screws. Got some DOT stickers from the bottom right here all the way to the back. Make sure they're clean and visible. My DOT stickers in good condition. I'm going to check the sidewalls right here. Make sure that the sidewalls has no physical damage, no holes, no missing sheets right here. Make sure there's no missing rivets all the way through and all the way to the back. Like you see, my sidewall is in good condition. I'm gonna go to the landing gear. Right here I got the landing gear. This is my landing gear handle. It's got 2 gears, a high and a low. Make sure it's always on the safe or lock position. It's not dragging or loose. Nice and tight with the nuts and bolts. My handle is in good condition. I got the legs here. Make sure that the legs go up and down easy. They're always straight. My shoes are always clean of debris. No garbage, no rocks or sticks on it. They're in good condition. I got the crossbars here all the way around. They're nice and tight with the nuts and bolts to the landing gear right here. It's properly welded up here on the top. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to angle it here. Maybe you can see it. There, properly welded with the nuts and bolts. Properly welded and tight with the nuts and bolts all the way through the brackets here. They're nice and straight, not missing or hanging or loose, dragging. My shoes are not dragging too. You want a minimum of 8 inches from the floor up. My landing gear is in good condition. Got some crossbars here in the middle. Make sure the crossbars are not missing or loose or hanging. There you go. You can see it there. They're nice and straight. They are metal, so make sure they're not cracked or broken. They're properly mounted to the trailer. They're in good condition all the way through. This right here is my quarter chassis. My quarter chassis is straight. It's properly welded to the trailer. My chassis, it's not bent or cracked. It's in good condition, the chassis. I'm going to start from the inside there. I got the brake air lines right there. Make sure the brake air lines are not leaking any air. They're not cut or pinch. They're nice and in good condition. The fittings as well. They're not cracked or broken. They're nice and tight. No air leaks on the fittings. I got the brake chamber clamp. Make sure it's wrapped around the brake chamber with the nuts and bolts nice and tight. It's properly mounted. No leaking any air. It's in good condition. I got the brake chamber. My brake chamber, it's not cracked or broken. It's not leaking any air. It's in good condition. No air leaks in there. Nice and tight with the nuts and bolts to the bracket. I got the push rod back there. The push rod, has no more than 1 inch play on the push rod. It is metal, so it's always straight, not bent or cracked. Nice and tight with the nut there. I got the brake adjuster always at a 90-degree angle. My brake adjuster is metal, so it's not cracked or broken. It's nice and tight. It's not dragging or loose. It's in good condition. My brake adjuster nut, I'll show you from the back. Make sure that the brake adjuster nut, it's not stripped. It's in good condition. I'm gonna go in and inspect the my leaf spring hanger here. Make sure it's properly mounted to the chassis. It's not broken or loose. It's not hanging or dragging. It's in good condition. I got the leaf springs. Got some leaf springs there. Make sure there's no missing leaf springs. They're not cracked or bent. They're in good condition. There's no space in between. I got some two U-bolts in my spacer. Make sure my U-bolts in my spacer, they're not loose or broken or missing. They're nice and tight underneath with the nut right there. They're in good condition. I got a torque bar here. This is my torque bar. Some people know as a torsion bar. Make sure it's always straight. It's not cracked or broken. It's an adjustable torque bar. This is to adjust the alignment on the quarter chassis. Like you see, my torque bar is in good condition. And you only have an adjustable torque bar on the driver's side. I'm gonna check inside my rims right here. I got the brake shoes and my brake linen. My brake shoes are not less than a 1/4 inch of wear. My brake drum is metal, so it's not cracked or broken. No illegal welding, no blue in color, no grease, no oil. Like you see, the brake drum all the way around is in good condition. Working good. I got the set of tandems here in the middle. No daylight in between the rims there. No garbage, no rocks, no sticks, no wood. Like you see, it's nice and clean in between. The tires are not rubbing each other. If they would be rubbing, that means they're flat. I have to check the air PSI on them. Like you see, they're in good condition. I'm gonna check the inside and the outside part of the rim, make sure it's properly mounted around the bead of the tire. The sidewalls are not has no cuts or patches or bubbles. If that's the case, I would have to fix and replace the tires as soon as possible. The life of the tire is 232 on the back. 232. The PSI is no less than 100 PSI or manufacturer specification, and you would read that on the sidewalls here. In the back right here, you can use recaps. You can use recap tires on the trailer right here. I got the rim right here all the way around. Make sure it's not bent or cracked. No illegal weldings on the rim. It's nice and properly mounted around the bead of the tire. Got 10 lug nuts. My 10 lug nuts, they are properly mounted, nice and tight to the rim. No rust, no shiny threads. If that's the case, you already know. No rust would mean it's broken or cracked, and shiny threads would be there. That would be if that indication of loose. You would have to re-tighten them up. This is my hub seal. My hub seal is always at proper level. The cap is nice and tight and sealed. No fresh leaks on that hub seal. Like you see, it's in good condition. Got the valve stem as well. It's nice and straight. It's not touching any metal. It's not leaking any air. It's in good condition, the valve stem. I got some red reflectors right here on the back. Minimum of 2 screws. They're nice and clean and visible. Got the mud flap right here. My mud flap is not rubbing against the tire. It's not dragging on the floor. Minimum of 8 inches from the floor up. No less than that. Nice and tight with all the nuts and bolts to this bracket. Mud flap is in good condition. I'm going to inspect the back of the trailer here. I check the overall structure of the trailer. Make sure it's not leaning to the left or to the right. It's nice and straight all the way around. Nice and square. I got the brake lights right here, left and right, red color. Make sure the lens is not broken. It's nice and clean and tight with the 2 screws. The light bulb's not burnt, left and right. License plate, minimum of 2 screws, and visible and clean. The light, it's not burnt. Light bulb's not missing or burnt. I got the light here. It's in good condition. My license plate, I got some DOT stickers right here, side to side. They're nice and clean. They're not missing. I got my DOT bumper right here all the way around. It's nice and straight, properly welded to the trailer right here. It's not cracked or missing or hanging or dragging. It's in good condition. My DOT bumper. I got the setup right here for the second trailer. I got the electrical plug here. Make sure it's clean and ready to work. Nice and tight, good condition. I got the emergency right here, glad hand, and the emergency and the service right here, the red and the blue. Make sure they're always straight. My glad hands are not cracked or broken or leaking any air. I got right here, make sure it has a rubber seal on them. They're in good condition. Got the valve, shut-off valve right here, the valve right here. Make sure it's always on the shut-off position, and as well as this one here on the back. The air lines are not leaking any air, in good condition. My glad hands there. Got the pigtail hook right here. Make sure the pigtail hook is nice and round, and it's not cracked or broken. The hook, my lock right here, it's always on the lock position. It opens and closes safe. I got it. Make sure the pigtail is properly welded and properly mounted to the chassis. Like you see, it's in good condition. My pigtail hook. I got the this bar right here, shaped like a V. Make sure it's properly welded to the chassis of the trailer. It's not bent or cracked or loose. This bar right here is for the safety chains. It's for the second trailer. You hook them up onto this. They're in good condition. I got the door right here. It opens and closes pretty good. Make sure it has no physical damage. I got some cables right here on the right and on the left, all the way to the top. Make sure it's not missing the cable. It's not peeled. It's safe all the way, nice and tight with the ends and nuts and bolts and brackets. Good condition. It opens and closes pretty good. The door. Right here I got the latch to lock and unlock. Make sure they're properly tight to the nuts and bolts to the door and safed and lock. Good condition. My lock. Up there I got five ID lights up there. They're red color. I got 3 in the middle. That's my ID, and 1 on each side. That's my clearance lights. Make sure the lights are not light bulbs are not burnt or missing. They're clean. They're working in good condition. I'm gonna show you just for this video. This is where I adjust this. That's the adjuster nut right here. That's what I was telling you when I was on the front. The adjustable nut on the brake adjuster right here. You get a better angle, what I was talking about up on the front. And like you see, everything looks good, works good, and it's in good condition, the trailer. On this side, make sure that the truck and the trailer on the passenger side, everything's in good condition. And that concludes my walk around inspection on the trailer. I have a good inspection.